Approximately 16 years ago, the New Jersey Department of Corrections sent me to Clinton House in Trenton, New Jersey. When I arrived at Clinton House, June 9th, 1995, I say about a week later, a brother named True Love from here brought about 55 percenters to the halfway house to meet. The man you are getting ready to hear from once worked at that halfway house. Those brothers tucked me in like I was a lifelong resident of Trenton. And many of you know, y'all even guess I ain't seen Brahimi in Trenton, because that is my second home. This brother Divine Allah has been tirelessly working for the salvation of the black nation in the state of New Jersey and throughout America since I've known him. And he's many years younger than me. When I met him, he was already in the business of saving lives mentally and physically. He worked for the ambulance. He was already in the business of saving lives. Now, over the years, he has evolved into a great, great man. And I would like for y'all to hear from this brother so that you can get a very clear perspective of what you're dealing with in this community. Because in all other black cities throughout the state of New Jersey, I'm going to stay on New Jersey, Newark, Jersey City, Patterson, Trenton, Atlantic City, these brothers and sisters ain't scared of the gang members. These brothers and sisters is out 50, 60 strong in communities that some of them never walked in. And we're scared to walk in our own community. So without further ado, I'm going to let y'all hear from the man who y'all came to really see, Divine Allah.
All praise due to Allah. And however, way so many expressions of creation as we know it. My foundation, yes, is the nation of God and earth. I'm a little Catholic school kid. I didn't have knowledge myself. I had a culture shock when I heard brothers standing in a circle saying that the black man was God. That blew my mind. Once I heard it, I got on that path. 1988, 89 is when I first got knowledge. It took me a few years before I was able to put the understanding with it. And now I believe I'm living out in my 30s, so those understanding years.
Yes, sir.
So I'm honored to be on this path. I wouldn't want to do it no other way. There's always going to be trial and tribulation. If you're black in America and you don't have trials, you're fooling yourself. You're in denial. And y'all know what they say in psychology class. If you're in denial, you need some help. It's real simple. We can dress it up all we want to. We can drive it away in a nice car all we want to. We can work it away, think it away all we want to. But this issue of black self-hate, black self-destruction, black denial is not going to go away as long as we here in the hells of North America. I'm sorry to let y'all know that, those who are older than me. You know, I'm doing this on behalf of the ancestors. So many names that we know of that came and offered us their piece of this great big puzzle. And I'm honored to be on that path. I wouldn't want to be doing nothing else. I tell brothers and sisters this all the time, whether they bang, whatever they involve, I don't want to be doing nothing else. I don't want no job in corporate America, though I've had one. I don't want no job back in the corrections facility, though I've been there. You know, I've seen it. You know, now I'm just, okay, we're serving the people. I'm in a service-oriented, you know, employment now. But my greatest job is offering some sense of purpose to that generation after me, have to inspire them and motivate them to be leaders, but letting y'all know that every shut-eye ain't sleeping, every goodbye ain't gone, and I'm here to fulfill some of those undone jobs that Harriet didn't get to get done.
Yeah.
What Allah, Father Allah, didn't get to get done. Malcolm X, Sojourner Truth, so many of them, they left certain things out. And that we're here now, brothers and sisters, Nation of Gods and Nerves, New Black Panther Party, Nation of Islam, the Moors, even the Bloods and Crips, those who are conscious, we're here now trying to put the pieces together in 2011 forward. So I'm honored to be here, family. I'll come and go anywhere. Like your brother said, we're not afraid. Y'all my people. Y'all my people. What I look like being afraid of my nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, grandma might be here. What I look like being afraid. We don't get paid to do this stuff. We love our people, man. We do this because it's just something written inside of this heart here that says, love your people more than they hate themselves. That's just in me. And, you know, on my tombstone, I tell everybody, just put the words, I did my best. That's all. I did my best. No more, no less. I did my best. And I did my part. So, if there's any questions you have, we have a little bit, you know, some of our showpieces we're going to go into. But if you have anything specific that you want to ask, New Black Panther Party, you know, what is our approach? What is our aim? You know, what gives us this against this white power establishment that's out here? Because really that's what it all goes down to. They are about white power. We are about black power. And you know, some people have the problem with our approach of promoting black power. It only means to define, to develop, and to defend. That's what's in the best interest of black people. How can you say you're not for black power? Unless we've been miseducated to be against black power. And most of us, because we enter into these jobs, these schools, these religious institutions, and other places, they have white power so intertwined into what they do that it's hard to come and say, well, now I'm about my community. Your own people will say, what? Now I'm trying to help them young brothers. I want them to stop killing each other. Your own people. You can't help them young niggas. Because it's so intertwined. They think because they got a job, they got a car, they get to go home, they get to clock out, they get to eat dinner with their family, they get to move around, go to the mall, go to the beach. They think that intertwining of white supremacy and white power is for them. But at the end of the day, y'all know as well as I know, like they're doing to the man that many of you voted for to be a president, these white folks are in back rooms wishing for this man's not only demise, not that he fell, many of them wishing that he died. That's right. That ain't no mystery. So, we just here to further the charge. I'm not going to give up on black people. Let's put something into perspective. It's one of the best examples I heard is a rap group or underground socially conscious rap group called Dead Prez. Y'all heard of the group Dead Prez? Yeah. Their very first CD came out. It was called Let's Get Free. Let's Get Free. Let's Get Free. At the beginning of the CD, there's the chairman, Omali Yeshitela. He's the chairman of the International Democratic Uhuru Movement. Uhuru means freedom. Can everybody say Uhuru? Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru means freedom. At the beginning, he goes into a concept of hunting. You get people who go to the Antarctic area and they hunt for wolves. What a hunter would do, he just won't run up on a wolf to kill the wolf, to take the fur, whatever else he needs from that wolf to clothe himself or to sell back in the States. What he'll do is say, you know what? I know a wolf has a keen sense of smell and a taste for blood. Instinct. Keep that word instinct in your mind. Instinct. What he'll do, he'll probably kill one wolf, but he'll leave blood dripping from the blade. And he'll go take the handle of the blade and go stick it in some ice somewhere, and he'll go off and hide. Right. Now the wolf, with a keen sense of smell, chilling on the corner in Asbury, chilling on the corner in Trenton and Newark and Patterson and Irvington, like, y'all smell that? Where that smell coming from? Asbury? Let's go run over. And the wolf, all he knows is blood dripping. Right? Picture this. His blood is dripping from that blade. He goes and starts licking on it. Eventually, what happens to the wolf? He'll cut his tongue. So now he thinks he's still licking the same blood that's been on that blade. Now he starts drinking his own blood. Right? Now, an average person walk by will see the wolf dying. He's drinking his own blood. He's sitting there, lifting away. Dying, sweating, fainting. The average person walk by and say, that's a dumb wolf. That wolf crazy. That's what we do, right? Them niggas crazy. They killing each other. They killing themselves. They crazy. That's how we talk. And long, back there hiding somewhere, or he probably went to go play golf, vacation. He's watching us call the wolf stupid. Right? No, we don't say he crazy for leaving the blade there with the blood dripping. The blade represents what? Drugs, guns, capitalism, gentrification, self-hate, miseducation, a wicked political system. The wolf or the wolves licking off that same blade for years. Asbury, I hear some of the history about this area right here. Same thing in Trent, same thing in Harlem, same type of history, same blade still sticking out the wall. New wolves now, children of that wolf, have now come to that same blade. This that wolf daddy licked from, y'all. Daddy blood might be on this. And we do the same thing. And the guy, the same hunter is not there no more. His children, who own these corporations, who own that other side of the tracks, who own the police departments, who pay politicians to make sure we put certain amount of jails in this area, certain amount of courts in this area, keep us going back and forth to court over $30 tickets and stuff. His sons now are sitting back. And what do? We still call them the wolves crazy and stupid, and they still getting off the hook. Right? They're still getting off the hook. That was the concept that he used at the beginning of that CD. Put things in perspective. Though we killing each other, though we hurting each other, though some of us, we do some of the most damnedest things to our people, man. Sons beating up their moms, but she won't cook for them. Brothers beating up their wives, wives beating up their brothers. Young boys don't know if they're girls, or don't know if they're boys, want to be girls. Young girls want to be boys. All that, we do some crazy stuff today. But at the end of the day, it's somebody that's sitting in the background, getting paid off our ignorance, getting paid off our self-destruction, getting paid off our self-hate. Now some people, again, remember how white supremacy and white power is intertwined in the school system, intertwined in religion, intertwined in a whole lot of other stuff out there. Some people say, you know, again, we're going through detox right now, or therapy right now. We're starting. You can't blame everybody else. Ain't that what we do? You can't blame the white man. You can't blame the system. These niggas need to wake up. You telling an 8-year-old boy. We went we left a picture in the car, brother. Brother Derek, there's a picture we have in the car. It was red. Ask Sister Sheena for the picture we had. The young brothers we was with in Patterson, New Jersey. Some young blood and Crip brothers. We did the same type of meeting up there with one brother was 9 years old, the other brother was 15. After the lecture, these young brothers came up and said, man, homie, we agree with everything you're saying. The 15-year-old talking for his little brother. But what I'm supposed to do when I come in the house and I know mommy in the room with 3 brothers that I see on the block every day, and my little brother who's 8, 9 years old gotta deal with that. Homie, I agree with y'all. Black power, get a job, be responsible. But how do I deal with what's going on in my household when my mom is getting business handled on her by brothers I see on the block every day? How does an 8-year-old function when he's sitting in the class trying to learn math? If he know he got to walk past some brothers that probably throw him $1 every now and then, you know, he needs some sneakers, little homie. Or when he comes out and says that the brothers that he saw in the house told him, get out of here, little nigga. But you didn't come out. How do we deal with that? How do we put that into perspective when we say, well, you can't blame nobody? Well, we got to place blame somewhere. Amen. Right? Yes. Think about it. We have to place blame somewhere. We can't leave that always in some gray area. Right? It seems like every time we go to put it on who it's supposed to be put on, in some gray area. Yeah. Well, not all of them. Yeah. All white people can't be bad. And it's not, I'm not even going to say it because I don't even want to put it in y'all head. We'll talk about what I was going to say in a minute. I don't want to put it in y'all head because sometimes I know what it's like going through therapy, whether it's shock therapy, or whether you're going through detox, or whether you're being put in a room and you just got to deal with it cold turkey. Sometimes we start shaking, we start sweating. It's all coming out of you. And sometimes you just might say, oh, my mama's fault. It's the parents' fault? Some of us do. There's an angle that we use. Oh, his parents, his mom, his dad, his parents should have been there. Hold on. You got got some communities where the parents never left. They went to the same school that their children now go to. The school wasn't good when they was in the school, and the school ain't good when they babies in the school. So can you say just blame the parents? How? When the parents went to the same school that their children being miseducated and towed up at right now. Right? So it's just not blame the parents. Yes, there's some responsibility. There is that. There's some responsibility, but all the blame can't lie there because we're in a different time right now. Grandmom don't want nothing to do with her daughter, who would be my mom. She don't want nothing to do with her. I told her not to have them babies. Y'all know how we did. Told her not to have them babies. Told her they was going to give you a problem. Don't bring them babies over here. That's what I used to hear with my aunts and uncles. Don't bring that. You better not go out there and get pregnant. They used to tell my sister. All that stuff, you know, that we get as young girls. Y'all know what y'all told from mama. Don't go out there and get pregnant. If you do, you better bring home, you know, somebody who got some money. Look how that's made. Look how that work plays out in our community today. Mom now wants the little homie that her daughter messing with because he got money. That's real in these communities, in these ghettos that we live in. Mom is now messing with the daughter's homie, big boyfriend, because he got money. Right? Then you got a grandmom that don't want nothing to do with none of this stuff. Right? You got aunts who would, back in maybe 50, 60 years ago, would be okay if she knew her sister had a child young, and the mom was trying to go work and do what she had to do to take care of the family. Auntie would step in. Didn't we have that, elders? Everybody who's older than 45, 50 years old, we had that. If it wasn't auntie, mommy, there was Miss Johnson or Miss Jones or Miss Williams down the street. We had that. We had the system in place. It was in place. Or village system, the morality. It was something in place. So it was hard for me to even think like I was a big homie. Hell, even in the mid-70s, I was born in the 70s. I'm probably part of that last generation born between 72, 73, 74, 75 to maybe 80. Maybe 82, the cutoff I'll give it. On back, there's no more that type of system in place where grandma steps in with her daughter, which is my mom, would have a problem because she got to work. So I wouldn't become a latchkey kid. You know, fortunately, I had that advantage. I lost my dad when I was 16, 17, just getting knowledge. So the image of a man, strong man, always working. My dad was a construction worker. U.S. Steel he worked at when that was popular over there in PA, Fairless Hills. And that was a major thing for black men through the 40s and 50s and 60s in this area of Jersey. You could work nowhere else. Go to the steel mill. Go down to the other construction sites. I had that, though I lived in the projects. And so I'm kind of telling y'all my mom's secret, you know, getting some of that money. You know, when you live in the projects, you can't have that there. But y'all know us, we find a way. I know my mom, Miss Betty, she found a way. You know, I had a father. Out of 20 of my friends, Rahid, yes, sir. 20 of my friends, maybe 3 or 4 others of them had mother and father in the house. So that means 17 of my other friends didn't have daddy. Most of my male friends didn't have daddy. So who becomes their daddy? Okay, well, my dad, yeah, but you know, my dad was kind of mean. You know, you had to turn the lights out at a certain time. You know, you had to eat a certain time. You had to do things. But a lot of my friends didn't like coming to our house because we had a certain system in place. And a lot of brothers, young brothers, who don't come from a structured situation, they'll go somewhere else and not be used to that, and then they don't want to come back. So I had to play with most of my friends outside. My man Nas, I'm a fan of hip-hop, y'all. Nas said the crack era had rap representing the rules. So I got in them shoes, tried them, wore them, wasn't a certain fit, so I couldn't sport them. You know, hey, I went through that. I had mom, dad at home going to Catholic school. I didn't have to go dibble and dabble outside, but it was something about outside. It was something about what my friends was doing because they portrayed this thing because they ain't have a daddy at home. I'm like, I want to be tough too. You know, I'll be with y'all. I always do with the hand, you know, working out and all that kind of stuff. But it was something else about this inner city life that young men energy have to deal with. And you saw that here. You saw that. There's a certain energy that exists inside that male physique right there that most white folks, especially white men, cannot deal with. So they work to destroy it. And what do they use to destroy it? Yes, but what else? Drugs, and guns. They would call the gun the great equalizer back in the 80s. A series came out called The Equalizer. Y'all remember that series? Equalizer was a white man who had a long gun. But he was trying to go against, was a Hulk? I mean, look at what they did. They played this stuff. It is a science that these people use to come at us, y'all. It's a science. They put it all, I mean,
I have two daughters, and I must be home with my children.
okay.
That's what you
Presents itself to us every time. We gotta love our people more than they hate themselves. You got two daughters, somebody gotta make sure, see, somebody else gotta step in and make sure that those daughters are seeing another example of man. Because if you know, brother really can't do it on his own. That's the reality that we're facing in these cells of America. That's in reality. We just have to, get that energy up to confront it, address it, and deal with it to the point where our young people will see those other examples outside of what they get on TV and other madness that goes on. They need real examples of leadership, real examples, walking, talking, breathing, coming up to them. How you doing, young brother? How's school, brother? How's such and such? How's your sister? How's your mom? They need that right now. But y'all know, the science that these people use against us, they'll turn an elder who's maybe in his 50s on up against a young brother who's 14. I mean, I gotta make it real. Y'all know how we do. It's elders that won't even talk to some of the young brothers that they watch grow up. They'll walk up the street and look and just turn their nose up.
That's
Now,
what's going on out here.
what's that again?
That's what's going on out here. Real bad.
Y'all see this stuff going on? And we refuse, to address it like, come on, these are our babies.
Sure.
Everybody in here heard of the Willie Lynch letter, right? Everybody heard of it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, like, just in case you didn't hear of it, let's pass these out. We got a few copies. And it reflects back on how they got this thing down to a science. Okay, y'all know Willie Lynch letter. Turn the young against the old against the young. With the other blood brothers. And the blood brother said, man, I got locked up. 35 cop cars rolled up on me. They took my car, went and did a drive-by before they turned it in. Talking about the police. See, that's why I'm not quick to throw it all off on these young brothers. Though we know there's some negative element.
Yes.
But hell, what's that scripture? Whenever you are gathered in my name, when there's two or more gathered in my name, Satan is in your midst too.
That's right.
So I'm under no delusion or illusion that Satan might be sitting in one of these seats. I'm not. We got to be real in 2011, just like we was partially real in 1966. But the Panthers didn't have time because everything was so hands-on. They didn't know how deep the United States government, at that time it was called COINTELPRO, Counterintelligence Program. Now it's just called Domestic Security Enhancement Act, or Counterterrorism, or Anti-Violence, or what is it, the TAC unit that they ride around the rail. All of that is just an updated version of what they used to bring down Dr. King, even their own John F. Kennedy, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, the Nation of Islam, Nation of God and Nerves, Black Panther. They still going on. That's just a new name. And the Patriot Act, that's what it's called now. And they just renewed it. Again, we're coming up on September 11th. They always got to get back to their patriotic stuff. But look at that last sentence. Somebody, sister, can you read that? Did you get a copy? Read that sentence right there, sister. Starts with the word gentleman.
Gentlemen, these kids are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, these slaves themselves will remain predominantly distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm sorry. perpetually distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen.
Can you read that one more time?
Sure, okay. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity.
Say that part one more time.
Okay.
Never.
Never miss an opportunity.
Can you say that?
Never miss an opportunity.
Can you say that, Queen behind her? Never miss an opportunity. Can you say that, brother?
Never miss an opportunity.
One of you brothers in the back. Can you say
Never
that?
miss an opportunity.
Never miss an opportunity. Now, this document, some people deny it's, the real, the reality of it, but we know we face the reality of it. This document is written almost 300 years ago. 1712. 1712. Never miss an opportunity, right? Now, how come we go almost 200, 300 years later, in 1968, that same language pops up against the movement? No opportunity should be missed to exploit through counterintelligence techniques the organizational and personal conflicts of the leaderships of groups, and where possible, an effort should be made to capitalize upon existing conflicts between competing black nationalists or just black organizations. It's the same language. You put it in some other terms that we've probably heard before. Who in here go to church? You know the story of Jesus. Baby Jesus, before he was born. What kind of call was given out before he was born? King Herod. By those who were against him. What kind of call was put out?
Oh, to kill all the young men.
Kill all the young men, right? Because?
Because they, to kill all the young men because Herod did not understand how there was a king, did not come from his birthright.
Okay. That's part of it. Huh?
Fear the rise of
Fear the rise of a who?
Messiah.
Of who?
Messiah.
Fear the rise of who, sister? Fear the rise of a Messiah. Now, that's 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
How come the same language pops up again in the 50s and 60s?
Go ahead.
Prevent the rise of a Messiah. Anybody that can electrify, organize, and galvanize the masses, especially black youth. Prevent it. Prevent the nation from getting with the gods. Prevent the gods from getting with the NAACP, the New Black Panther Party, or the Black Panther Party. How come the same language is popping up again? Patriot Act. Gods are in some jails, God, we still call gangs. Gang units. Panthers, one of us get locked up, is a unit prepared for us. If a God body get locked up in some states in this country, it's a unit prepared for you. If a Blood gets locked up, Crip gets locked up, Black and King gets locked up, it's a unit prepared for you. Prevent the rise of a Messiah. Why? What are they so afraid of? Because they know all this stuff they've been doing to us, again, they've intertwined white supremacy so well. They don't want nobody saying, yo man, be careful, you might be miseducated when you go to college, though you're paying for it. They don't want nobody saying that. They don't want no uprising on these college campuses. They don't want nobody walking around saying, yeah, my name was Jermaine, now it's Raheem. My name was Brian, now it's Divine. Huh? They don't want nobody saying that. In their minds, uh-oh.
He's alive.
He's alive. We thought we killed him. We thought we killed them Panthers, man. Didn't Huey get shot this month? August 22nd is the anniversary, 1989. Huey P. Newton, the founder of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense in Oakland, California. Notice I said for self-defense because the Black Panther Party already existed in Lowndes County, Alabama. You had a panther, that was the logo that was going up against the rooster. See, a lot of people caught only some wind of it because the panther in Los Angeles and Oakland was the one that was portrayed to the world as enemy of the state. Because what? They started arming themselves. They started feeding people and exposing the contradictions that existed in America. Y'all got all this money. Why my babies ain't being properly educated? Why we ain't got good health care? Huh? Connect the dots. We coming to Bloods and Crips. We just connecting these dots so we can get a backdrop to why this thing is going on right now the way it is. If you look at the timeline that we're talking about, between 60 and maybe 80, that's 20 years. 20 years is